Hello, my name's Sam, and I am a 17, almost 18-year-old who's trying to make a lot more sustainable choices in their life. If you don't know me, my pronouns are he, they, and I am very neurodivergent. I'm about to graduate high school, and then I'll be starting college a few weeks after that. Today, I will be discussing 5 habits that I've recently implemented into my life, and then I'll be discussing 2 goals I have for the future. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this first one I've been doing, I think, since the beginning of the school year, if not a few weeks beforehand. But basically, I just bring my Stanley with me everywhere. This is my Stanley. Yes, it's Hello Kitty. Yes, it's a real Stanley. My mom got it at some Stanley store in Kansas. I only have one. I used to have a knockoff Stanley, but it didn't work very well, and the patterns were completely scratched off and it was also kind of ugly. And then I got this one, and I don't plan on ever getting rid of this one unless it's literally cracked open because it works perfectly, keeps my ice cold all day. It's amazing, and I love it. But yeah, so for my habit, I use this every day, whether I feel like it or not. It actually disrupts my day greatly when I forget my Stanley. Not only just drinking out of this keep me from using plastic disposable water bottles, but it also helps me stay hydrated. Because I found when I drink out of smaller water bottles, I tend to not drink as much. And I suspect that's due to the fact that I hate having to get up and fill the water bottle over and over and over. So with my Stanley, it's the perfect size because I drink like 2 to 3 of these a day, if not more. So I'm staying hydrated and I can fill the whole thing with ice. So when I'm at school, my water's still cold by the time I get to third block. So the second habit is something that's really common or at least well known about, but not a lot of people actually do it from my experience. But I've been doing it the past 2 months or so. I have finally started using reusable shopping bags. We have so many in my household, it's not even funny. But I basically just use the same 1 or 2 bags depending on how big my order is. And A, it keeps me from overbuying. B, they honestly make more sense than plastic shopping bags because you can like hold it over your shoulder and they're a lot stronger and they're bigger so they can fit more things. So honestly, it just works a lot better than disposable plastic bags for me at least. I really never buy more than what's going to fit in my bag. I always like guesstimate how it's going to fit in my bag. And so far, I've been doing okay. And I haven't had any like extra items that won't fit in, except for maybe milk when I have to pick up milk for my family. But I just carry the jugs of milk because they're not that heavy. This third habit is pretty new for me, but I'm doing good with it so far. So I've been trying to walk places rather than driving, which actually is kind of hard because I live in a very suburban city, so everything's far apart. However, the 2 places I can walk to, well, there's more than two, but the 2 places I go to the most that I can walk to are the gym and the library. There's also a store near my house that is within walking distance that I've walked to. I went to the store the other day. After I walked to the gym, I walked to the store and then I walked back home. And it was actually really good. Like, yeah, it was like butt cold out there, but I low key, I had a fun time. I just listened to a podcast and I walked and I had my warm jacket on and I looked like a sweaty mess in the store, but who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? So, yeah, walking rather than driving, which again is something that is going to be hard because of where I live. But hopefully, when I'm older, I'll live somewhere where things are closer so I don't have to drive everywhere. So, my next habit is just minimizing driving in general. My high school is like 15 to 20 minutes from where I live because I'm out of zone. So, I have a decent drive there every day, and I can't walk and I can't take the bus because I'm not on the bus list. So it's a decent drive. But if I'm staying after school for an event or something, I just stay in the area that the school's in and I don't go back home because that's more gas. So if I need to, I'll just like grab lunch at like Chick-fil-A or I'll pack my own lunch. Depends on how much time I have in the mornings or how much I remember to do it. But I don't really like a lot of school events because A, I'm not really close with a lot of kids at my school. B, I get really overwhelmed at social events. So I kind of just zone out the entire time and don't talk to anyone, or I put my noise canceling headphones on and then I can't speak. And it's like, what's the point of me going? So I'm not really missing out on much, I feel like, because I know I just get very overstimulated half the time. And then I'd be having to find ways to do small talk with people. And I suck at small talk. So, yeah, I don't really feel like I'm missing out, but I do try to minimize where I'm driving. If I'm going somewhere on a certain route where like this store is like here, this store is here, this store is here, I try to find the most efficient way to get there that'll waste the least amount of gas. So, this fifth habit is something that I've been doing for years, but I'm really becoming more serious about. There are so many clothes in landfills. I mean, there's so many that I don't think anyone can account for the amount of clothes, the number of clothes there are in landfills. So, I try to thrift and DIY as much as I can. Most of my favorite sweaters are from the thrift. This was not. This was not from the thrift, but I do love this sweater. But I do have a lot of sweaters that I love that I've gotten from the thrift. Also, button-up shirts. I get a lot of good button-up shirts from the thrift. They're perfect for having fun button-up shirts. I think all of the new boutique clothes that I got impulsively on shopping sprees with my mom, I used to do that like years ago. I'd go to this boutique and I'd like impulsively get clothes. And I think all of those clothes, I don't have a single one of them left. I've sold on Depop or just donated them because they're not my style. They were very impulsive choices. Like, I would see them and I'd be like, oh, those are so cute, in theory, but not with my body shape. Or I don't know what the heck I'm going to style this with. Or I don't like myself in pink. And a lot of those clothes were pink. And I don't like myself in pink. So, yeah. Thrifting is definitely very helpful when you're going through physical changes or style changes. Not only is it completely more affordable, but it's just also producing less waste than buying from fast fashion. One thing I have learned though is that donating your clothes, if you've changed your style and stuff like that, don't donate them to Goodwill. If you have new or good quality clothes, donate them to a homeless shelter, donate them to a kids shelter or to some sort of shelter that works with people. They can use those clothes, especially if they're seasonal items, or sell them on Depop or post them on Buy Nothing groups. Buy Nothing groups are these groups where everything's free and you can trade items or you can just post your item. Hey, I'm here. This is my item I'm giving. Message me to pick it up. And I haven't used one of those groups yet, but I am planning to once I need to get rid of the clothes that aren't selling on Depop because I don't want to keep a bunch of old clothes in my room. I'm probably just going to post them on the Buy Nothing group because that will work really nicely, and that way I'm not donating them to Goodwill where they're going to go to a landfill 9 times out of 10. I've also learned to be a lot more thoughtful about my purchases. When I purchase something, I ask myself several questions. Will I wear this in a year from now? Is this on my wish list? What pieces of clothing will this coordinate with? I'm trying to limit myself to only buying clothes for the season that's upcoming or the season that I'm in because I have a tendency to over thrift and then I don't have a lot of room in my closet or my drawers for clothes. So I don't want to buy like 50 sweaters over the summer and then I have literally no space by the time winter comes. Setting a budget for clothes is also something I'm implementing. When or if, because I'm not planning on thrifting anything right now for a long time. So when or if I go shopping again, I'm going to limit myself to a certain amount of items. Don't know how much yet. Got to figure that out. Got to go through my closet and inventory what I need, what I have. I'm going to set a budget, which will definitely help me stay on track. I'm also in the process of weight loss, and a lot of my clothes don't fit me super well anymore. So I am going to need better fitting clothes soon. But I do plan on trying to alter the majority of my shirts as much as I can to make them smaller to take them in. Sweaters, don't know how I'm going to do that. Jeans, scared to do that because I've seen some techniques where you have to take the entire waist belt off, and I don't have the best handymanship. I'm not exactly the best at making straight lines when I sew. So I think I'll give it a try, maybe. But if the jeans are in good shape, then I don't want to just take them apart and waste an entire pair of jeans that somebody could wear. So I have to figure that out because I have a very picky style. I really don't like any sort of straight leg, tight jean. I really need like super baggy and wide leg, and those can be hard to find at the thrift from my experience. I mean, worst case scenario, I can go on Depop and see if there's any jeans in my size. Or there's also this flea market, which I'm actually going today for the first time, and they have tons of like vintage clothes there. And yeah, I've been thinking about going there and looking for clothes because they have a lot of unique clothes in my style, I feel like. So, this next section is about the two goals I have for the future. I mean, I have more goals, but these are the two I chose for this video. These are things that I really can't implement right now super well because I live in my parents' house and because they still pay for a majority of my stuff and because of where I live and the access I have to certain places. But once I move out, I'm going to try to live somewhere that makes these habits easier. So, my first goal is something I've been working on. I live in a suburban city, which I mentioned before, and one of the closest stores is Walmart. And I don't know if you know about Walmart and the things they're into, but I really don't want to shop at Walmart. A lot of the products at Walmart are owned by the same overarching like 8 companies or so, and all of those companies are involved in some really terrible environmental and social situations, and I don't really feel like supporting them. But there's not many other options for me to go to. There's a Harris Teeter that I could go to. There's, I think, Kroger and Aldi and all those kinds of stores. But many of them are not within walking distance. Walmart's not really within walking distance. So it's kind of it's kind of difficult. I kind of have to weigh my options. I would like to go to the city's farmer market more. There's a farmers market that I think is held in the spring, summer, maybe even fall, and it has a lot of local agriculture, produce, and I want to go there to get stuff, but I haven't done that yet. So that's something I'm going to work on when the farmers market starts back up again. I've also heard about community supported agriculture or CSA boxes, which I've looked into a little bit and I can't find any in my area. But if I do more research, I might be able to find something. So I'm going to look into that because those seem like a really good idea. I love stores like Trader Joe's and Fresh Market. Well, Trader Joe's I kind of have beef with because of the Trader Joe's bags and how they kind of circulate a level of overconsumption with a Trader Joe's bag. My teacher was just talking about the Trader Joe's bag with my class and it frustrated me so bad. Like nobody cares. But yeah, so Trader Joe's, I don't know. I like that they have a lot of more organic options from what I can see, and that's great. And then there's Fresh Market, which is great, but that's like 20-25 minutes from where I live. So it's not really practical for me to go there. By 20 to 25 minutes, I mean a 20 to 25-minute drive. So that would be like I don't even know how long of a bike ride. And I don't have an electric bike, I only have regular bikes. So, anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope these are some habits that you guys hopefully will pick up too. I will be making more videos with additional habits and goals. So, please stay tuned for more. hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if you have any ideas, and have a great day. Bye bye.